Blue Zeneki was one of the Hive's greatest warriors, who became a black diver in his later life. In his early days, Blue has been trained by the powerful Blue Corbett, who was an Adretian man affiliated with the Authority. Although Blue was born without an attunement and had no place in the Authority, the Adret has trained him anyway due to a promise he made to Zeneki's father before he died. Training for Zeneki was easy, as he was naturally skilled with the blade. When Blue Zeneki turned 18, he set sail into the seas as part of his Great Hive's recruitment trials. The man set sail into the island of Arisia, where he was tasked to slay a deep owl and retrieve some of its feathers for the Hive to create powerful coats with. On his way to Upper Arisia, Blue encountered a powerful man who proceeded to mercilessly slay Blue and sunk him into the depths. Blue was naturally skilled at handling heavy weapons, so beating the depths trial was not a difficult task for him. But having been sunken into the depths and experiencing the horrors below, Blue has swore to take revenge on the users of the song. Having escaped the depths, Blue has continued his journey to complete the trials of the Hive, but another thing was on his mind: revenge. He knew that with his current strength, Blue cannot defeat powerful opponents such as that man. So Blue decided to train further at the Isle of Vigils. During his training, Blue met a young boy who was telling stories about ghosts. At the mention of the lost ship in the Void Sea, Blue had an idea to venture into the Void Sea to check out this ship himself. Upon arrival at the ship, Blue saw a pale white figure standing at the ship's front, but it disappeared in front of his eyes a second later. Deciding to explore the remains of the ship, he went inside to check it out. Inside of the ship, Blue found the Dreadstar, a being who offered him power on the terms of revenge. Blue has accepted the oath and felt power surge through his veins. He then went on a killing rampage, slaying trainers of the song who have wronged him. With this amplified power, Blue has easily completed the Hive trials and was instantly promoted into a high rank. Years have passed, and Blue's loyalty to the Hive began to fade away. After years of serving the Hive, he decided to leave it and search for more power. On one of his adventures, Blue found a cave that seemed to endlessly go down. Without a second, though, Blue decided to investigate. After walking for what felt like hours, and slaying multiple deep mobs that attempted to unsuccessfully feast on him, Blue has found himself in the first layer of the depths. Being tempted by the unknown and wanting to gain power, Blue had no choice but to continue walking deeper. He came across a man reading a book in the middle of the depths, sitting right next to a pile of deceased Ignition Union members. The man curiously looked at Blue, then continued reading like nothing happened. Blue saw this as a provocation and drew his heavy axe, ready to fight the man. The man, who turned out to be Akira, simply tapped his bell, expecting it to do the work for him, but suddenly jolted backwards instead. It seemed that Akira sensed that the man before him would not be an easy task to take care of, so he decided not to waste years of his life force on him. Akira tried to apparate away using Thunder Call, but before he could even do so, Blue sunk his fist right into Akira's face, blowing him backwards. Akira stood up and figured he has no choice but to draw his katana and fight the Silent Heart. After a good 10 minutes and a lot of exchanging of blows, the Silent Heart fell, having been defeated by Akira. Since Akira saw great potential within Blue, instead of killing him, Akira offered to spare him, in return for help with some work one of their black divers needed. Zeneki had no choice but to accept his offer. Akira instantly transported them both into Castle Light using Thunder Call and lead Zeneki to Claris, who was desperately pacing around her room. Claris sensed great power from Zeneki and instantly offered him great payment if he descends into the second layer to investigate a missing diver expedition team. Blue, being excited to gain more power in the second layer, instantly accepted this offer from Claris. The blacksmith of the castle was ordered to grant Zeneki the powerful armor of a black diver, which was meant to assist Blue with fighting back the horrors of the eternal gale. After being sent to the second layer, Blue began to run around the eternal gale, with absolutely no knowledge of what he will meet down here. During his journey into the cathedral, Blue managed to retrieve the journals of deceased divers, which he read in order to get a better grip of what is happening in here exactly. Upon reaching the cathedral's peak, Blue encountered an Adret black diver, who he figured was Chaser based on the journals he read. Chaser immediately sensed danger and immediately shot a blood tendril at Blue. Blue already knew Chaser would attack, so he dodged it with ease. Chaser felt fear for the first time in his life, knowing this man could completely destroy him. He started taking the blood of every jar around him, empowering him by a lot. He attempted to shoot more blood at Zeneki, but he effortlessly dodged it and slashed Chaser with his Evan Spear hand axe, nearly slashing him in two. Being mortally wounded after a single hit, Chaser began hitting himself into the ground as a last resort, shooting blood absolutely everywhere. Zeneki simply stood still and took it all, as it barely damaged him. Chaser had been defeated with ease, and Claris called a light hook forth, offering him to either go up or continue deeper. Zeneki didn't find satisfaction with simply beating Chaser, so he decided to go even deeper. Zeneki woke up deep in the second floor of the Eternal Gale, amazed by the sight of the beautiful city down below him. A Kirsguard called Nerotiv greeted him and explained to him what is going on down there. Knowing he would get great power by slaying the scion of Aetheron, Blue eagerly descended into the city, turning on the lamp shrines wherever he went. On his way to the scion, Blue met a black diver who introduced himself as Dr. Diver to the man. Having no interest in his insane ramblings, Zeneki continued on forward. After activating every single shrine, and after fighting off countless mind-controlled Kirsguards, he heard the rumbling sound of Aetheron himself, readying himself to summon his scion. Blue, feeling that the scion should be easy work, continued onward. Aetheron, however, also felt that with the ninefold bone ritual, his scion would be easily defeated by someone as powerful as Blue. So, to prevent him from shaking up the lair, Aetheron sent a cat to throw Zeneki off a cliff. This is the story of how a powerful warrior with an amazing legacy has died simply because a cat stepped on his keyboard and threw him off a cliff.